Taste of Dragons Gaming Podcast. We eat sandwiches and play games. Taste of Dragons Gaming Podcast. A podcast for everyone's day.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Taste the Dragons, the Toddcast. And as always, my name is Brian.
My name is Troy.
Amanda.
I'm Hassel.
And I'm Joe.
We're going to have some fun up front, and then we're going to be talking about some of the events that are occurring around the world. We will be highlighting Ukrainian developers and what we, as a gaming community, can do to help.
That's right. Thank you, Amanda. We always start with a question. And like she said, we're going to have a little bit of fun. So my question this week for y'all is, if you were a D&D character, what's your class?
I'm a cleric.
It's not an
wait.
for some of us.
Yeah,
you mean me as an individual,
as a
like
person, yeah.
Troy, you're a cleric. I'm sorry,
No,
but like,
I don't think I am.
No, you don't.
No. I'm a bard.
Oh,
Yeah. I've thought about it because I want to play a cleric. That's a support class. You're healing everyone. You're taking shield damage. You're keeping everyone's awareness on the battlefield. But if Troy, was a class.
Yes.
I don't know anything about, like, if a Band-Aid can't fix it, Troy can't help you.
But I feel like you're more of a musical cleric than you are like a Healy bard.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
No, wait. I still have to take a hard stance. I am not. Don't come to me if you break your arm.
No, you're like emotional healing.
Oh, okay. A bard. Yes. A bard is kind of like an emotional healer.
You and I have a very different perspective of what a bard can do, but all right.
Troy, how do you do around blood?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good with blood. I won't lie. Wait, that's a weird thing to be very proud of.
You might be a cleric.
No, that's a really good thing, actually.
Yeah,
I can't imagine looking at anyone who's actually getting a shot. Like, I can't watch. I can't watch somebody getting like a scalpel, like any of those types of shows where they're like, "Oh, watch the incision." And I'm like, I'm gonna be sick now. Yeah. I can't watch any of that. If it's a movie and someone's getting stabbed for some reason because it's fake,
fine with that too.
Does nothing to me. As long as it's fake, it's fine. But the moment it's like, that's a real person who just broke something and that's blood. I'm like, nope.
I'm not actively seeking out to see any of that ever, but I do work in a hospital, so I gotta be able to see some.
But I'm with
impressed.
you though. I think you are a bard. I think that's a good thing to.
The idea of being in the thick of it and then doing either a song or something or a joke that's just trying to lift everyone's spirit or make everyone mad so they go fight harder, whatever it may be. I think personally I feel kind of like a bard at I'm a manager at my work or whatever. So when I'm fielding the people and the personalities and getting the team together. And so whenever I work, I definitely feel like a good song and a joke, it can go a long way.
A nice bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah. When the party's arguing, you're just in the corner juggling
You feel better now?
Yeah, it's pretty good, right?
You want to go take on a dragon? All right.
We played D&D with Hassel, and I feel like I know this isn't a class. I know this is a race, but Hassel, you are 100% a dwarf. It doesn't even matter what class. I feel like you just have good dwarf energy. Yeah,
I would say that I do have extremely dwarf energy. We were hanging out with a friend over the weekend, and we were talking about this is a little bit unrelated, but we were talking about Hogwarts houses and which house you belong in, right?
Yeah.
And I have the unfortunate sorting of Gryffindor because I feel like it's the most vanilla of the houses. It's the most generic.
Freaking jock.
Exactly.
I disagree. I don't think it's generic. I just think they get away with being not so great all the time.
That is
just
very true.
putting it out there.
What are you trying to say about Hassel?
I'm saying he sorted into the wrong house. He needs to be a Slytherin, like me and Amanda and
best
Brian.
house.
Yeah,
Best
Slytherin
house.
is best house.
So in having this conversation, I realized that through my life, I have done a lot of dumb things, a lot of brave things, but they were also very dumb.
Okay.
So you're
And
saying
based
you
on
should
those-
be a Hufflepuff.
No. I said dumb, not stupid.
Harsh.
No, I'm kidding. All of the Hufflepuffs
Puffs
are
are
going to
great.
come at me now. I think if I had to pick a Dungeons and Dragons class, it would probably be a warrior, because those are the dumb, generic jocks that are also brave
Ouch.
and do
Now,
brave things.
The Hufflepuff barbarians are coming at you, man. It's gonna
The
be
Hufflepuff
violent.
barbarians, yeah.
Isn't that like an oxymoron?
You're
Like,
gonna
that's-
get the
No.
most aggressive hugs.
Amanda said Hufflepuff barbarians, and the only thing that I can think of is like the Vikings in Tangled.
Oh, they were so. They had good puff energy. Yep.
Yep.
I like it. I like it. For myself, I feel like I'm a mage, but I didn't roll very high in intelligence. Like I rolled high enough, but I didn't roll like high enough.
Like I can cast.
I could do stuff.
But like sometimes they want you to investigate something. You're like, I don't see anything.
It's like, oh, I napped. I forgot to memorize anything. I just wanted to nap.
Did you learn any spells today? What?
What?
Oh, right.
Wait, we have a. Where are we going into? What? Oh,
I
yeah.
would be prepared.
You learned
you know
any new
Fireball.
spells today?
I do.
You learned any new spells today, and you're like, yeah. Just give me a word. I can spell it right now.
Yeah, I got you.
Right here.
I got you.
Also, sometimes I feel like when you go into like your tech speak, it's like you're speaking like wizard tongue, and I'm just like, I don't know anything he's saying right now.
I love the idea that you're not a wizard. You're just really good at math and science. And people are like, wizardry.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what it was back in the day.
And they're just
Right.
like, cast fireball. And you're like, and you just have like a lighter. And you're like,
Wizardry.
He's holding fire in his hands. Burn him.
my
Oh,
hands
wait.
are on fire.
His hands are on fire.
But yeah, I feel like that's what it would be.
Is there a class of D&D that just likes to cook?
I think any class that you play, you could take like a chef feat.
Yeah,
But if
every
there
class
was
can
a
cook.
class that was like the best cook,
Oh no,
what do you
I
think?
would give Rogue a good Rogue. I would give Joe Rogue because you get like 2 knives.
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, you
Spicy
can do
lemon
it.
Yeah,
Yes.
like a rogue chef.
Right? I'll be a rogue chef. I'm down. I'm
Yeah,
in.
like sneaking meals to people.
Oh yeah, you're also be like, hey, I asked for the good meats, and I mean maybe we have to break some legs in order to get it.
Oh.
You know,
This
it's
how
a
is-
good
Whoa,
sandwich
why'd we
though.
go
I mean, it's a
mobster?
good.
I mean, it's only fair. I am accepting of that entirely.
yeah,
she,
yeah.
she speaks my language. We're good. We're good. I'm gonna
Imagine
break your legs. It's all good. It's all good.
You don't want to meet my friends, knife one and knife two.
Exactly.
Imagine you're doing something, and then you turn a little bit towards your left, and you see it just a bowl of ramen appear out of nowhere. You're like,
Yes.
Yep.
what?
Joe, I think you have done that.
I
In real
may have
life.
done things like that.
And I'm just like, I'm so happy this ramen's here. Right on.
You're a thief, but you don't steal anything. You use your thieving skills to present things to people.
Your familiar is a knife.
Sneak snack attack.
Snack attack.
Yes.
instead of back snap, snack attack. Yeah,
I'm in.
it's
Those are good D&D.
it's
It's good D&D.
I like
That's
that. I've played a lot of Magic classes, but I also took a lot of fencing lessons. So I think that I'd like to mold those two together and be like a blade singer. So I could be like the stabby,
Nice.
stabby, stab, but then also like the cast, because I'm very much the person who's going to be like the opposite of Brian, waking up and being like, I forgot the spells. I'm just like, I've been reading my spell book for 6 hours.
Yeah. Did you sleep at all?
Nope. I like folklore and swords.
You're like a warrior, but with technique.
Yeah.
Take that, Hassel.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Hassel is over here like, blade singer, what do? Sing to your swords? It's lame.
I mean, no, but also yes. It's not required, but I like to.
For me, I heard Blade Singer and I thought, oh, so like a bard, like you start singing and then like while you're singing, it's like magical and you find some way to stab everybody while you're singing.
It's like those guys from what is it, Kung Fu Hustle, where like they
I-
start playing the thing
Yes.
and all the swords
Everything.
come
I love
out.
that. I
That's
love that
everything.
movie. I think Blade Singer is like Legolas, where it's like it's a type of swordplay where it's kind of just like really flowery or all over the place. It's like like poetry.
Yeah,
in
it's
motion.
like it's specifically for elves, or at least it used to be. I don't
Yeah.
know if it is anymore, but it's like finesse style sword fighting with magic on top of it.
Right.
So it's
Okay,
like a
so the
magical sword
the
fighting.
complete opposite of my warrior.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We
'Cause,
would
like,
both
I'll-
be
I'll
hitting
go-
things. Yeah.
I'll go attack a tree and then come back with like splinters and be like, Troy, can you heal me?
I'm not a cleric, damn it! I have to keep reminding everyone. I just sing songs. Why does everybody? Gosh.
Troy,
Can
what
you
do you
sing
have
a song
rogues
into
and a
my
holy
hand?
symbol?
What? I do like that you two, Amanda and Hassel, you just became Legolas and Gimli.
Yay!
It's all
He
you two
really
have
did.
done.
Yeah.
You would definitely have a contest about different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great.
We would not make a good party. We don't have a healer.
No, absolutely not.
No.
So-
Wouldn't
Whoa,
I be
we're so
considered a
good we
healer?
don't
I'm
need
stealing
one.
things and giving them to everybody else. I could be the healer.
We'll be full.
Doesn't that heal you?
No.
But like,
Food doesn't heal you?
No,
but
magic food does.
What if Joe steals healing potions and then puts them in the food and then
Boom.
That's what I'm
you
saying.
to-
You
yeah.
gotta
All right,
enchant,
all right.
Make it work. Make it
gotta
work.
enchant
You can
that
make it
food
work.
Make
somehow.
it work.
Can make it work.
I can try stealing as a warrior. It's not going to
Yeah.
be very effective.
Your stealing is just punching somebody in the face and then taking it while they're unconscious.
Again, I'm a Gryffindor. I'm going to get us in trouble.
Yeah. But we're Slytherin. We'll get you out of trouble.
Yeah, you'll get away with it, and we won't.
And I'm just gonna sing about it. Y'all do what you want. It's all good content for me.
Amazing. All right. Well, thank you guys for letting us know what your class is. And if you also would like to see or tell us what your class is, please go to our Discord. Let us know.
Yeah, we got a podcast discussion.
We do.
Channel. Check it out there.
We do. And then we're going to go directly into some news to just have two quick topics that I want to go over before we get into the bulk of our discussion.
Episode. Yep.
Yeah. So what I would like to start off this week is that a missing item has finally gone back to its rightful place. Back at the Game Awards in 2018, Celeste won Indie Game of the Year. Unfortunately, they never got their trophy for it, as it never arrived at their office.
Oh.
Because basically, you get the award, but they're like, oh, we still have to put, we still have to engrave it and put stuff on it, and then we'll send it to you. Don't worry about it. Well, they should have worried about it because it never arrived. This week or within the last month, a person actually was looking on eBay because they're a streamer, and they're like, oh, hey, I want some cool swag for behind me. So let me see if they have a replica of the Game Award. Not only was it not a replica, it was somebody was selling an actual Game Award from the Game Awards.
Oh no!
And he was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'll pay $500 for that. Yeah, let's go." And then when it arrived, it actually said Independent Game of the Year, Celeste 2018. So somehow along the way, this person got a hold of it. They said that they're a liquidator of stuff. So however along the way.
Did it
a
get
bunch
sent
of-
to the wrong person?
Or
at first?
undelivered packages that fall off
Exactly.
of things, or maybe the label got messed up and they could never find. Yeah,
people buy all sorts of storage units and
Yeah.
boxes full of other boxes and stuff just to see if they could resell it. So yeah,
There's also those places that are like big warehouses full of undelivered items, and they're like, hey, you can have this box for $5. Whatever's inside, it's yours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the person who actually bought it saw it and were like, oh, hey, let me contact them and see what's going on. So they actually contacted the Celeste developers, their name is Extremely OK Games. Amazing name. And they let them know, hey, I got your award. I don't know how it got in my hands. And then they explained to him, oh, well, we never received it to begin with. So they went back and forth. And so what they're going to do is he's going to ship it to them. They're going to pay him back for all of the, everything. And they're also going to send him some signed copies of games and some other goodie
Yay.
bag stuff.
That's
So
very nice.
Aw, that's
it's
awesome.
back.
Good.
It's back. It's back at Extremely OK Games.
Celeste is a really good platforming game with
Oh my God,
really endearing story.
and they deserve their award.
Yeah, every award all the awards. So I'm happy it's found its home.
Same. So yeah, that was my first bit of news. And then the last bit of news, since we're going to be talking about Ukraine this episode a whole lot, I'd like to end it on a good part about it. So with a Counter-Strike pro who actually donated to a good cause. Streamer and pro player Simple, which is spelled S1MPLE, has donated 1 million Ukrainian hryvnias, which is about 33,000 United States dollars, directly to the Ukrainian army. That's right, not to a charity or humanitarian organization, directly to the actual Ukrainian military.
Wow.
And the reason being is because he's actually a Ukrainian native, and the town that he lives in or he's from actually has been getting some shells. So unfortunately, he saw that and he's like, well, let me try to see if I can do some good in the world. And so he donated. And so during a tournament this past weekend, a Counter-Strike tournament, he actually made a really good call for peace. He actually said, all of us are scared, and all of us need to show an example at this tournament for the whole world. We need to stay together as a unit because our fans, because our friends, because everyone who's going to watch this tournament. We all need to stay humans first. So I thought that was a pretty impassioned speech and a pretty great thing.
Yeah, I know. It's as we get into our next segment here, I think we all agree that it's hard to find the right words to aptly describe our feelings towards the war happening in Ukraine right now. Our hearts and minds are with Ukrainian people during this time of strife, and just our hearts are just going out to them. With that in mind, we wanted to use this podcast to highlight Ukrainian developers and games we've either played or are looking forward to playing, as well as to look at how the gaming community itself is coming together to support the Ukrainian people. I know, last week we touched a little bit on hey, things are happening, but as you all should probably know at the podcast at home, we are recording this in advance, so it's hard to see how things will develop as days go by.
Exactly.
Yes, it is for the officials out there. It is March 1st.
Yes,
so if something
March
happens
1st.
after March 1st that
this
we
goes
did
on
not know
Sunday.
about that.
But what we do know is that over the past week, we've been hearing a lot of, especially Amanda, you brought it towards my attention. There are some developers that have been tweeting how they're doing and what's happening personally to them. And then we started realizing, oh gosh, these people that have been making games that we've been enjoying and playing, what are they doing?
A really good example of that is Frogwares. If you remember our season 3, episode 1 episode, I talked about the Sherlock Holmes games. And I'm a huge fan of
the
franchise
they were a Dragon of the Week, weren't they?
Yeah, they were a Dragon of the Week. We talked about their game. They just came out with Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1, so they've restarted the franchise. They've moved out of London, and you're in this beautiful Tuscany style city. It's an amazing game, especially if you like investigation games. And they have a really devoted fan base. They've been making these games for a little while now. They have been posting every day since the invasion started. So not only are they a really great studio, you absolutely support them, buy their game. It's already out, so you can purchase it today. But it's also a really nice kind of grounding to see day by day what their lives are like as they go through what's happening out there. And you can follow them on Twitter.
Oh, cool. What are they under on Twitter?
They are under Frogwares, Frogwares. They're based in Kyiv.
I remember the first time that I heard about the Sherlock Holmes game was so many years ago. It was a press conference, or it was a press coverage of E3.
Oh yeah,
maybe a decade ago. And Justin McElroy, actually, one of your friends, Hassel.
Well, not really a friend. I mean, I would love to be friends with him.
Don't sell yourself short.
He was part of this group coverage podcast, a late night party, and he came in out of nowhere and just wanted to tell everyone about this Sherlock Holmes game that he ran into randomly, a small developer, and he was so excited to talk about it because it was the one where you could play as the dog.
Yay! Yeah.
And as he was explaining this game and Sherlock Holmes, this classic British tale, and then he was and the developers are from Ukraine, and we were just wait, what? And it was just talking about how amazing it was, and he was just spilling the story, and I was like, wow, these are some cool cats who love Sherlock Holmes.
Okay, I haven't talked about Chapter 1 yet because I haven't finished playing it. They keep releasing free DLC because they're amazing. But one of the mechanics that they introduced that's just really, really interesting is you have to get clues about what's happening in the city, and you are an upper class British citizen, and different people will interact with you differently based on how you look. So sometimes you have to pretend to be either someone maybe a sailor or someone from the lower classes, or they have different cultures in the city. So you might have to pretend to be less English. But and I've seen that mechanic in games before. I'll put on a mustache and a hat, and then
I'm an American.
Yeah, I'm American now. But what the game does that's innovative is that if you're dressed like a sailor and you need information from sailors, you can get information from any sailor as long as it's common knowledge. So instead of being, I'm a player and I have to go to Red Dot and talk to Red Dot and then go to Yellow Dot and talk, it's more like, okay, logically, where can I get this information from, and how? And sometimes you'll go to talk to the right people, but you'll be dressed wrong. And I think that that's really interesting. They have a really unique way of making you feel like, I mean, because you sort of are making you feel like you're doing the investigation and solving the puzzles less than some other games where I play where you're just like, okay, I've checked this box. I looked at the 6 items, and now they give me multiple choice, and I've chosen option 3.
Yeah.
Logic puzzles. Do they want me to like use my brain
They
in
want
this
you to
Sherlock
think.
Holmes game?
It's a lot of fun.
Whoa. I'll have to.
There
I'll
is
have
an
to
elephant
exercise
in
it.
this one. Spoilers. There's an elephant.
Do
There's a murder involving an elephant.
Oh my goodness. It's the
I
elephant.
have to
It has to be the elephant.
read Sherlock Holmes before I
Yes,
play the game?
No.
No.
In
Hassel?
fact, you might not want to, because
Oh.
some of the stuff not all of it. It's not like they like looked at the cases and then wrote that specifically. But there was one Sherlock Holmes story that I remember that was about a pygmy, and they did it with a monkey, but it was like the same concept. So like when I saw the puzzle, I was like, it's that one. So just enough to have like a nice wink and a nod without being so much that it spoils it.
Gotcha. No reason not to jump right in.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you have seen the Robert Downey Jr. movies, you're good.
You don't have to have seen those.
But you should.
How about the BBC series?
Both
Which
of
one?
the
Which one?
Oh,
Both-
the Cumberbatch one.
yeah.
Excellent.
Both of those are
Cumberbottom?
very good. Neither of them are prerequisites. You can
Yeah.
just play the game.
Yep.
You don't even need one of those hats with the flappy bits.
For some reason, you do need to read The Count of Monte Cristo, though. I don't know
Oh,
why
absolutely.
you
I mean,
have to
just-
read that
I
one.
think you need to read that just in general to enjoy
Every
all
5 years.
things. That used to be my summer reading book. Every
It's
year.
so good. You get
Such a
more
good
out of
book.
it every time you read it. But Troy, I think you also have a game dev studio that you wanted to touch
Yeah,
on.
I want to highlight some Ukrainian developers as well. I came across Eurogamer was doing an article highlighting a bunch of tweets and just kind of information on Ukrainian developers. And one of them I found, I was kind of clicking through, and one of them I found had a game that's actually coming out in about a month in end of April that looked really up our alley. And I was like excited. I was like, oh my gosh, what an interesting game. This is from Sengi Games. It is the Serpent Rogue is the name of the game. And just like with Frogware, Amanda, I went to their Twitter, and they're also posting updates of just like, hey, where we're at. And I think one of the things you and I commiserated on was like, they're so dedicated to the games that like their first tweets were almost apologizing that they can't like put out updates.
Oh yeah, I
on their
can't. I'm not going to be
material.
working on this. And I was like, no,
And I'm
absolutely
like,
don't worry
I'm
about that.
No, go be safe.
It's
like,
so
Yeah.
heartbreaking for them to actually like do that. Like I feel so bad that they're like, "Hey guys, updates are coming. We promise. There's just this little thing happening outside of our front door." And you're like, "No. Like deal with
good.
that.
Yeah.
Forget the
Good.
game."
We want nothing but your safety.
Exactly.
But we've talked about this, so many times of just how much love indie developers have for their games and their community.
Yes.
Because it's so from the ground up to their community. Like they're the ones, really, trying to bolster those games. So I looked into the Serpent Rogue, and so this game is it's a action adventure game where you play as this plague doctor. Like you look like a plague doctor. And like evil's kind of taking over this fantasy land, and with like villages and whatever, and you kind of just roam around trying to solve whatever is happening to this area. Right off the bat, I just like the art style. It kind of looked a little bit like Don't Starve, where it's 2D but stylized, kind of saturated colors, but like
Scratchy
definitely
pen marks.
a whimsical kind of Tim Burton-esque flavor to it.
Gotcha.
You're making potions in this game. You're farming. You're fighting monsters. And what was interesting with the fight mechanics, you can fight a monster or you can tame a monster. So at one point, like there's this giant like rat dog that like descends on them, and it's like you could fight, and then like or tame, and then it like switches around. And you're riding it, and I'm like dope. And then like you saw him like farming, and they're like getting carrots, and they go to pull like one radish, and then like a bean popped out of it, like a mandrake, and they're like, whoa, and I'm like, that's fun. It just seems like they're taking a lot of fun adventure mechanics, but then putting like a little twist on each and every little mechanic. Even potions, there's crafting potions. We've seen that in games.
Oh yeah,
you get some grass, you get some moss, you get Eye of Newt. You put it all together and you make a healing potion or something. In this game, you could take these. They have potions that can drink yourself and then grow into one of those monsters. Like you can grow into that rat monster, or you can take the potions and then throw them at enemies to turn them into something. So if you're coming up against like a behemoth bugbear, you could take this potion, throw it at them, and then they turn into like a little froggy, and they just like hop away. Really impressive mechanics for a small team. Like this seemed like a really kind of fun open world. There were villages involved. Anyway, there were so many elements, from the farming to like the fighting combat to the crafting, that I was like, this kind of ticks all of our boxes, and it's coming out pretty soon, y'all. So if this sounds interesting to you, head over to @the Serpent Rogue on Twitter. It doubles as the developers' Twitter handle, and start following them. Like I said, they're also giving updates on how they're doing pretty much day to day over there. And support the Serpent Rogue. They have a demo out on Steam, so you can go and even try it out, see if it's something up your alley. And the game releases on April 26th. So we can go get our Serpent Rogue on really, really soon. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Play Doctor Aesthetics and gardening.
I see you.
Yeah.
I see you.
Oh, this looks so good. I mean, I'm looking at the main characters, like little like old school doctor mask from like the Renaissance, and it's just
To be fair, I did not see the Doctor doing any Doctor stuff.
Oh no,
He's
no,
the potions.
I've been watching
this. Is a good thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, like plague doctor things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, like leeches and okay.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I've been watching this trailer for the past like 30 seconds now, and he has not done one doctor thing.
He's got too much on his plate.
He didn't ask for your insurance. He didn't make you sit in a
yeah.
waiting room for 45 minutes, even though your appointment started 45 minutes ago. None of that. None of the doctor stuff. Sorry. Just me.
He takes all PPOs, but not yours.
Yeah.
And then Hassel, I believe you also wanted to highlight one as well, correct?
Yeah. So, in my search for everything that's been happening and how it's impacting the video game community, I came across Necrosoft Games, which is spearheaded by its director, Brandon Sheffield. Necrosoft Games is not necessarily a Ukrainian video game company. However, Brandon Sheffield and Necrosoft Games are known for putting together the bundles, like, for example, like the bundle for Palestinian aid and also the bundle for racial justice and equality. They announced that, Troy, you purchased that bundle.
That for a year, that bundle. I still only played about 20 games.
Yeah.
How many titles were in that?
There were over 1,000 games.
Which is incredible.
It took me a year to get through 20 of them, which is a lot of games.
It is a lot of games.
It's a lot.
Good quality, great cause.
So Necrosoft Games announced that they're going to be doing something very similar. So they're going to be doing a bundle for Ukrainian aid. They are taking in some submissions now. So if you are a game developer of a paid game and you would like to add this game to the bundle, all you have to do is go to itch.io, look for the actual post on there, and then submit your submission there so that they can add it to the bundle. All of the proceeds from this bundle are going to go straight to two organizations. The charities are International Medical Corps and the Voices of Children, which is a Ukrainian organization that helps children cope with the horrors of war, PTSD, readjusting to school, and things like that.
That's a great cause. That's really, really good. Yeah, it's interesting how different developers and different people can help out in their own way. We as game players can purchase this in order to help out a cause, and then developers can can donate to this as well, their games or whatever, in order to help out in their way as well. And I like how everybody can just do a little thing.
Yeah, and that bundle, I didn't know that. Was it Necrosoft?
Yeah, Necrosoft Games.
I didn't know they were behind that racial injustice bundle. That did a lot of real good. It raised a lot of money and awareness because it wasn't just money; it was also education. And so I think that's they have a great track record for doing some good out there.
Before we move too far into the organizations that are lending aid to Ukrainian efforts, I do have one more game dev to highlight.
Please.
Oh, please.
And I'm very excited about them. I've been following them on Twitter for a little while, and they're adorbs. They're making a game called Super Zoo Story. They don't have a development studio because it's just a husband and wife duo that are making this game together, and I can't even explain how cute it is. So they were heavily inspired by Stardew Valley, so the art looks very Stardew Valley, but instead of making a farm, is your farming style making a zoo. So you make like little enclosures for the different animals. You want to make different areas to make them happy. And the designs for their building are just like chef kiss. Every time they take a building and they're like, we've redesigned it a little more. Somehow it's more adorable. Like they've done such a wonderful job. And I feel like they captured like that whimsy of Stardew Valley of like you see a new monster, you see like a new animal that you can have, but it's like a little giraffe or like an elephant. And I am so excited to see what they do with it, and I was gonna buy it long before this, but I'm so stoked to see how I'm so stoked to see it when it comes out.
Yeah, and that whimsy is everything. It's all about that whimsy.
Can you imagine Stardew with a zoo? It's such a perfect concept.
Stardew Valley. That's
Stardew
exactly
Valley.
right.
Brian and I looked at each other. Our eyes hit. It was a sparkle. And we both knew we were about to say the same thing.
Yep.
We both knew it was low-hanging fruit, but we decided to take it anyway.
Oh, we take it. We take it where we can get it.
I'm so in the mood to play Stardew Valley. Like right now, I want that kind of game, but I'm like done playing Stardew Valley Prime. So having like a zoo version of that is like exactly like the flavor that I want right now.
Like instead of Stardew Prime, you want like Stardew Plus.
Yes.
Or,
yes.
Right.
Yes. Stardew, but with zoo.
You know, I'm
Stardew
scrolling through the Twitter account for Super Zoo Story, and these screenshots and like these little like videos look so good.
They're so good.
There is a moon circus.
Yeah. There's a moon circus.
What is inside the moon circus?
I'm in. You got me.
What is it? We
I'm
don't
there.
know. But yeah, it's got it.
It's not out yet, but I believe you can wishlist it on Steam. It's called Super Zoo Story. Check it out.
That's great. Yeah, it's interesting, especially because I was talking to you guys about this a little bit before we started, and I'm noticing like on Steam now when you go to your homepage, or your library, I should say, brings you to your homepage, it actually like shows like all the news on the top or little different updates from all the different games. And I've been noticing a couple of different games have been updating like, hey, our updates are going to be a little bit weird now because of everything that's going on. We have some developers or some artists that are based in Ukraine. So some things are going to get a little thrown out of whack. And one of the ones that really caught my eye was for a game called Stone Shard. It's by Inkstains Games. And it's interesting because this is a game studio that's based in Russia. It's based in St. Petersburg. But they have developers that are in Ukraine. They have some major people that are in there. And even they're like, because of Russia's attack on Ukraine, we're going to be missing stuff. We're going to be missing updates. And it's interesting for them because, again, they're based in Russia. So navigating how they can even say certain things is very interesting, very, very unique. Yeah.
If you are interested in playing some game, there's a lot of game companies out there that are donating proceeds
which is really
from their
sweet.
games to the efforts. Yeah, some of those game companies are if you buy Chuchul, Creeks, or Mechanarium right now, they're donating the proceeds to their games to the Ukrainian relief efforts, and all of those are amazing games.
Oh yeah.
So like bonus, great game, double bonus. Go into a good cause.
Chuchul, you just play as this sentient orange ball of fluff that like can't find its alarm clock or apple, one or the two. It could be an apple alarm clock, and you're just trying to find it. It is one of the best like iPhone point and click adventures you could hope for. It's simple, it's easy, it's funny. Chuchul, oh my gosh, yeah.
I know there are a lot of big game studios that are also making donations. I'm sure there are more than this, but the three that caught my eye are Bungie, CD Projekt Red, and 11-Bit Studios. Oh, and also GOG.com.
Yeah.
Which are going above and beyond.
Yeah, GOG.com actually is owned by the same people that own that are CD Projekt Red.
Right.
So yeah, that's why. So that's why those are all encompassing, which is great though, because I mean, like Bungie, they get in on a lot of different things. Bungie, I know, have done like Nepal ones. They've done ones for the stuff that was going on with Black Lives Matters. They've done a whole bunch of different ones, and this is just another one that they can add to. Bungie has always been great about that.
They said that they're going to do something in Destiny 2, but they're also doing like a charity event, and all of the proceeds for their like live stream charity event are going to go to Ukraine.
Yeah, I saw that People Can Fly. It's a Polish-based game company. They made Outriders, which we're going to play one day. Hassel, it's going to happen. I'm telling you. Please.
One day.
With a cherry on top. They also developed Bulletstorm, which is a first-person game that came out. Ugh, gosh, I don't want to think how long ago that was, but it's super stylish.
Oh, it is. It's such a good game.
It's such a good name for a company. People Can Fly. It's just.
Oh, I thought you were
that.
going to say Bulletstorm was a good name for a game. I was like, it's very.
Yeah.
That's kind of a good name though, because like I imagine like little raindrops, but they're like little bullets instead. So it's like it's a bullet storm.
Oh, I do enjoy that.
It's like you have like powers. That's how it is.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, well, it's
I mean
nowhere
that too.
near
That too.
as,
You're
like-
right.
Oh, but what if it's like Magic Storm?
It's like a
bullets?
magic storm.
It's like a Sharknado, but with bullets.
Sharknado.
I'm in. Bulletstorm winner.
So they've partnered with PAH, which is the Polish Humanitarian Action, and they're going to contribute just pretty much under their name. Every like Polish currency that you donate money wise. I don't know exactly what the currency is there, but pretty much they're going to be matching donations to their company. And is CD Projekt Red, are they Polish as well?
That's correct.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
So it's cool to see the European gaming community kind of coming together to support their neighbors.
Speaking of neighbors, Primal Game Studios, based in Budapest, Hungary, said that they're offering office space to any refugee game devs. So if
Really?
you are fleeing from Ukraine,
Yeah, if you got to get out.
yeah, if they have to leave Ukraine and they end up in Hungary, that they said that if they're in Budapest, that you're welcome to come to their studio and use their office space so you can continue to develop your games. I love the way that, I think you mentioned this earlier, that indie developers don't just support video games, they just support other indie developers. It's just this beautiful community.
Yeah, it really is. And it's beautiful. That's a beautiful story to see them coming together like that in such a time of dire time of need. So awesome. So there's plenty of other donations and also game developers out there. We just wanted to highlight a few to hopefully encourage you all to go and look up some of these developers and some of these charitable organizations and see how you can contribute. Were there any?
And even if you can't contribute, I mean, literally just taking a look at their pages, maybe wish listing an item for a developer, it really does make a difference for them. So even if you can't do that monetarily, because everybody kind of feels, everybody's in a place right now in the world where, you got to take care of yourself, but try and give them just a little bit of love. Share a little bit of the spotlight on your social medias for them. Like, try and get the word out of their games. It's really important just for them to get that exposure. So.
Yeah, like, retweet, subscribe, even just sending them good vibes so that when they have the time to log on, that they just see that kind of positivity in there.
Yeah, I have seen them reply to some of the responses that they've been getting on Twitter and just being like, the love and support means so much right now. So let's continue to throw some love and support for our Ukrainian friends out there.
Yeah, spread the word as much as possible. I think we just have to reach as many people as possible and try to get them all the support that we can. Again, if you do want to donate to one of these charities who are Ukrainian-based at the moment, International Medical Corps, you can find them at internationalmedicalcorps.org. Or you can do it to Voices of Children, which is the Ukrainian organization helping kids cope with PTSD and readjusting and all that other stuff. And you can find those at voices.org.
Great. That's beautiful. Yeah, I think that should do it for us this week, y'all. We had a pretty hefty topic there. and that we're able to support, hopefully. And I hope by the time this episode comes out, things are much better over there, but we don't know. It's
day by day.
It's a day by day thing. Yeah, it's crazy what's going on out there. So y'all, I think that will do it for us this week.
So normally this would be the time where we plug our social medias and whatnot, but you know what? We're plugging all the Ukrainian social media. So we will take a look at our description. We'll have all the links. We'll have the charity links and also the links to the games and developers that we've been talking about through this episode. Go follow them. Send us some words of encouragement, whatever you can do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, I think that'll do it for us. As always, my name is Brian.
My name is Troy.
Amanda.
I'm Hassel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are
The Taste of Dragons.
Have a great week, everyone.
See ya.
So long.
Taste of Dragons Gaming Podcast, a podcast for everyone's taste.